welcome back to Keeping Score at Home. I think this is episode 5, perhaps, maybe 6, by Water Cooler Sports. I'm your host, Ketch, along with my great friend Miller. How you doing, Miller?
Doing great, John. Great to be back.
Absolutely. So I just came from the grocery store, and only Liquid Plumber, and I'm sure I gave the cashier quite the visual on that one. But we're going to move forward, and we haven't done this probably about a week or so. So we got a lot to talk about, especially with the Olympics. We're going to talk mostly about the Olympics today with a lot to cover. But we had a couple really big baseball world happen. So we're actually going to start there. Emmanuel Rodriguez retired or released? I don't know. So one or the other by the New York Yankees.
First off, I'm not going to give him the decency to say he retired. I mean, he was released. They shit-canned his ass because he wasn't doing it anymore. And I thank God he's gone. It's a bit of a hot take about him. I absolutely despise Alex Rodriguez. That moment of time is reminiscent to me of when the Wicked Witch dies in the Wizard of Oz. And I'm just so thankful for right now that I don't have to hear about him anymore and I don't have to deal with him. Let's hope that continues into the future, though.
Yeah. I had mixed feelings because I liked A-Rod when he was not on the Yankees, so when he was on the Mariners and the Rangers. And I obviously hated him when he was on the Yankees and, his little pussy-ass hand slap on Arroyo in the 04 ALCS. Then he sat through, like, what'd I do? Like a toddler, basically. And then I kind of didn't mind him when he came back from his huge suspension because the Yankees hated him. Like, the Yankee management despised him, and he was, like, playing really well, so they had to play him. And it was kind of funny to me to watch that. And then he actually did a pretty good job on, like, the broadcasting for Fox Sports last year in the playoffs. So I'm like, I just had mixed feelings about A-Rod, but I guess it was time. He was 42. He wasn't hitting the ball well at all. It's just all of it is hysterical, the way that his pregame ceremony got rained out, and he's 4 home runs shy of 700, and that's it, so.
Yeah, I will admit, even though I hate him, he did crush it last year as a commentator and analyst for Fox Sports. And, I have to respect him for that. But, like you said, it's so comical the way he went out and that he's 4 shy of 700. I love it. I don't want him to get it there. I mean, I don't think he's done. I think he's going to go somewhere, which is why I said for now I can stop hearing about him. But so I'm just hoping that wherever he ends up, he does not get to 700. What do you think about that?
Part of me thinks that he is done, but I also don't think he's done. I think he's going to go somewhere else where he can be a DH for like a year or just a pinch hitter off the bench. That'd be a National League team like the Marlins. That makes the most sense as he's from Miami. But I don't know. I think it's funny just to see how his career has ended. And he probably should have been the greatest shortstop of all time, and he possibly could be, but he's just like, that's it. He's done. He just went out so ungracefully. It's hysterical with what happened the last few years. So pretty funny stuff.
It's horrible for him. But you know what? I think he deserves it because he lied so much and all that. And you can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. So even though he said he's not coming back and he's comfortable, he'll probably come back next year. But said, it kind of leaves the Yankees with a hole. That maybe they could fill with our boy who's making a comeback, Tim Tebow. What do you think about the possibility of someone picking him up? Maybe it's the Yankees. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. The Tim Tebow baseball story is hysterical to me. He's just like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to play baseball now. So he's going to play baseball now. And he's he apparently was an all-state player in Florida like 10 years ago. Granted, being an all-state player in Florida is probably pretty legit, but that was 10 years ago, and he probably hasn't played baseball competitively since then. So, honestly, I'm pretty eager to hear your take because I know you hate Tim Tebow. So why don't you just go right at it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to apologize for the hot take after hot take of just hatred, but Tebow is the worst. Like, might be one of my least favorite people, if not my least favorite person on the face of this earth. And it's just so hysterical to me how pathetic the coverage is of it from ESPN, where they're sitting there like, oh, yeah, you get the update. Tebow was All-State 10 years ago. Like, oh, so now he's qualified. Oh, my God, he was All-State in high school. Whoa, here we go. And then he also posts that video of him swinging a bat. And they have people like Buster Olney and Tim Kirkshin breaking it down, saying how sweet his swing is and all this shit. Like, get out of here, ESPN. Stop. Figure something else out to cover. This is not news.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking athlete. Like, an athlete should be able to swing a bat. You know what I mean? Like, that should not be a surprise that he knows how he has like a halfway decent swing because he's an athlete. Like, I mean, anybody should be able to swing a baseball bat. That's fucking ridiculous.
Exactly. And
what position do you think he would play?
See, here's the thing, because I want to say DH, because like all we've seen is him swing the bat, but at the same point,
right,
he is an athlete, so I feel like he's probably a much better fielder than he is a hitter. Like, I feel like he could play,
but he can't throw. He misses cutoff or missed the base every time if he threw.
True, because he's throwing knuckleballs to the cutoff, so.
Right.
But no, like I think that he would try to play like a corner outfielder kind of thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I've also never.
I don't know.
I've never seen him throw a football more than 5 to 10 yards, so I don't really know if he has the arm strength. So
that's a good point. I love like Gary Sheffield said that he's seen him swing and he has it, and like. I think Skip Bayless tweeted something out saying that Tebow making the jump to baseball is impossible, but not for Tim Tebow, or like just like how Tebow likes it, or something like that. I mean, it's hysterical. So
it's the worst. I hate that. I hate how everyone's hyping him up. I hate how he just says, "Oh, I want to play baseball," and 32 scouts end up showing up at his door, like, "Hey, let me watch you swing a bat," like shit like that, where it's like, God damn it, like this is the worst, Tim. Stop. Stick to being an analyst, like commentator. You do a good job doing that, and don't come into baseball or anything else. You damn virgin, just go home and just fucking leave it alone. Get out of my face.
All right, and I think with that mic drop, we're going to move on from the Tim Tebow baseball talk as Miller just went off on his boy Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
one quick question. One quick question. You have to spend a day with Tebow or A-Rod. Who are you picking?
Jesus Christ. 100% A-Rod. And here's why. Okay. A-Rod is way more wealthy.
All right.
A-Rod just got a $27 million payout. Like, he's killing it.
That's true.
A-Rod's more wealthy. He actually has sex with women. And he goes out and he parties. Like, I could do that. If you hang out with Tim Tebow, you're going to sit in a room together and just talk about stupid, meaningless shit, like how great he is. And he'll be like, "Hey, Mike, want to see my national championship trophy? What about my Heisman trophy, bro? Yeah, I worked so hard for this." Like, I get it, Tim. Get out of my fucking face. Ugh.
Wow. I'm glad I asked that question. I needed to see that reaction. All right. So we're going to move on now to some Olympic talk, and that's basically what the rest of this whole podcast is going to be dedicated to, including a couple segments. Olympic talks, swimming. We're going to start with swimming because we haven't talked about the Olympics since before they started. First of all, I'm kind of shocked how well they're going in Rio. Like, there's been some things going on with the green water for the divers, but other than that, it hasn't been a complete disaster, which is what we were all thinking. But moving on to the actual competition, swimming. The U.S. swim team just dominating. I mean, it's like nobody else in the world swims. They had so many medals, and like it wasn't even close. Like every freaking final they were in, they won. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. Side note about the green water. Here's one thing that I didn't get. And you can make fun of me. Maybe I'm ignorant in terms of diving. How come they couldn't just move the diving boards to the pool that wasn't green water?
No, you're absolutely right. Like, I was confused about that a little bit, and like they're diving outside, and the aquatic center where they did the swimming was inside. So I don't really know. Like, couldn't they just move the diving inside? I don't know. The other thing that threw me off, one more thing about Rio that threw me off, and then I finally figured it out, is like they're only an hour ahead of us. We're on the East Coast, so they're only an hour ahead of us. But at like 5 o'clock our time, so it should be 6 o'clock their time, it's like they show them and it's like a live view and it's already fucking dark out. And I'm like, why the hell is it dark out? And then I realized it's because it's winter down there.
Yeah.
So you got to think like what's November at 6 o'clock here is like dark, So I mean, that took me a while. I was like, why the fuck is it dark down there? It's only 6 o'clock. Like in an hour here, it's still gonna be fucking sunny out. And I was getting really ridiculously pissed about it. But anyway, all right, so
just straight irrational anger at Rio and their sunlight.
So I was like, Rio just can't get anything right. Like, they can't even get the fucking days right. Like, Jesus Christ. All right, so anyways,
back to
the swimming. Phelps and the swim team just dominating. They scored. I mean, I don't think any other country has water because nobody else swims in the world. What do you think?
I think that it was amazing to watch. I've realized that I only watch swimming in the Olympics. I'll never watch it any other time. But I get so hyped up when I'm watching swimming in the Olympics, and especially with Phelps, with him showing his emotion and going off on the Clo and all that stuff.
Right.
But you just get so into it and just start like screaming at the TV. You're going off because you just want the American to win. And we're really good, so it kind of works out. But I know you really followed the Leclos Phelps thing, and I know you probably have a great take on that, so I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so Leclos, I mean, that whole thing was incredible. So Leclos beat him in 2012 in London in the 200 fly. And then he just, like, talked shit to Phelps for, like, 4 straight years, basically. And, they showed before, like, a semifinal race, Leclos was like shadow boxing in front of him, and that's where like the famous Michael Phelps like salty face came from. And I actually already saw somebody has that tattooed on their calf already, which of course that happens. But anyways, so Phelps comes out and just kicks the shit out of Leclos in the finals, and Leclos didn't even fucking medal. And the best thing was, they showed a picture of Phelps swimming, and then Leclos like looking over at him during the swim, like just getting blown out of the water, figuratively and literally, by Phelps. And it was incredible to watch. And I actually had a couple people over that night. No big deal. I have friends, and so pumped about it. It was crazy. And so Leclos should probably get deported from South Africa, and I don't know, like shot or something. I don't know. I won't say that. He should just get deported from South Africa.
Well, 2 things. One, I'm not very familiar with South Africa. I know Africa as a whole with all of their issues. I don't ever want to visit there. So deporting him might be an upgrade. I think South Africa is better off. I think they're like a decent country. I don't know that for a fact, though. I just know I compare it to Brazil, whereas the place that I would never want to visit. So I don't understand it. But 2, with him, it's a classic tale of don't poke the bear. Phelps, he's been down these past 4 years, whatever. People saying he wasn't going to race here. People now saying he was too old, but like he would do well, but not crush it like he has been doing. But you still don't want him pissed off. Like, don't make him mad before he comes out and races you, because he's going to do that. He's Michael fucking Phelps. He's going to destroy you, and he did. And then he showed it in his face and said, "Fuck you, Leclos. Get out of here."
Yeah. So that was great. And then, so the other thing that happened with Phelps is the 200 IM. That was the other big race. He was going head to head with Lochte for allegedly the last time, and he just fucking kicked the shit out of Lochte. I mean, the last 2 laps or whatever. I mean, it was kind of close. Lochte, I don't even think got a medal. It was like some Japanese guy got silver and somebody else got bronze. But Lochte he got blown out of the water. I mean, he did awful and crushed it. And that was just a perfect exclamation point to what was really like a perfect career for Michael Phelps as far as a Olympian goes. And then to add insult to injury, Lochte doesn't get a medal, and then he gets robbed at gunpoint in Rio. And then there's reports saying that he had this heroic story about getting robbed at gunpoint, how he like told the robbers to just go away. And then there's more reports saying that none of that ever happened, and Lochte made the whole thing up. So just classic Ryan Lochte doing Ryan Lochte things with his cum-colored hair. So crazy stuff.
That guy has nothing going for him right now, really. I mean, yeah, okay, he's an Olympian, like whatever. But honestly, he must be so fucking miserable. The fact that he has to color his hair to get attention and shit. Like, get out of here, Ryan Lochte. Stop. And making up stories. Stop.
If Michael Phelps had never existed, Ryan Lochte would be the best swimmer of all time. And that sucks for him. Like, that sucks.
He has to be the most depressed human on the face of this earth. To be that close and just not matter. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bless his heart.
It's terrible. Bless his heart. But on the flip side of this, the women's swimming team also cleaned shit up. She's 19 and she's like setting every world record possible. It's unbelievable what she's been able to do.
Yeah, unbelievable is literally the only way to sum it up. She's literally not old enough to drink, and well, maybe that's part of it, but she is crushing these Olympics and she's winning everything. It's stupid. Like, I wish I knew what a minute of her life felt like at this point. Just a minute.
Right. You had like I watched her swim the 800 free, and that's supposed to be like I think that's actually her second best after like the 1500, but they don't have that in the Olympics for women. So she's swimming the 800 free. She beats everybody. Second place is 11 seconds behind her, which is like a blowout. She crushes her own world record again. And it got me thinking that I'm a weak swimmer. She swam that in like 8.5 minutes or so. I think she could probably beat me swimming the 800 if I swam the 100. Definitely if I swam the 200. I might be able to beat her if I swam the 100, and it would be really, really close if I swam 150.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I'm a terrible swimmer. Like, you're probably a better swimmer than I am. I'm not good at it at all. Any of them could crush me in an outright swim and everything like that. But Ledecky, I'm saying 800, she probably beats me doing the 100. I'm saying I give her the 1500, and she still probably beats me if I'm only doing the 2 or the 150. She's fucking unbelievable, man.
That is crazy. I don't know how she does it. But I mean, she wasn't even the only one that was just dominating. I mean, you had the black girl, Simone Manuel, who won the first medal for an African-American, gold medal for an African-American. So good for her. And then this Maya Dorado got she's 23. She got 5 medals. And she's just like, yeah, I'm going to retire now. She's just starting a new job in Atlanta in 2 weeks. And that's it. She's done.
Yeah, bringing the gold back to Atlanta, baby. But as for the first African-American, that's huge because now you can't really use that stereotype anymore. That's been so long. And now she's like, fuck you, rest of America. You can't say that stupid stuff anymore. I love it. I love it, girl. Go.
By winning that race, she might have just solved racism. She might have just ended racism by winning that race. I might go as far to say that.
It's a huge step in the right direction. It's a huge step.
It really is. And then the other big story I almost forgot to talk about was this other 19-year-old girl from the U.S., Lily King. I think she was swimming the breaststroke, and she calls out this Russian breaststroke swimmer for being a steroid user, and this Russian girl who looks like Dee from It's Always Sunny to win this race, and Lily King just kicks the shit out of her and wins it. And it's just yeah, fuck you, Russia. I mean, and I always love a good American calling out a shitty Russian for doping and stuff. And I mean, it was just when she lost, I thought to myself, in Rocky IV, she's bleeding. She's not a machine. She's a woman, it was great. It was great. But all around,
I love when America beats Russia in anything. I mean, if you want to look back, the Cold War, that's great. All the other stuff that we'll kick the shit out of them in. Like when we beat
Right.
hockey way back, and we still do, and all that stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, all right. Russia shouldn't even fucking be there. I'm gonna say that with all the doping and everything like that.
Right.
The Olympic Committee was just too pussy to kick them out. But
Right.
it's just, dude. You gotta love America winning. It feels so good.
Well, with this Russian D Reynolds too is like she actually failed a drug test like a few months before. So like I still don't understand why she was able to compete in the Olympics. But I digress.
Dude, it's like
A couple
the Olympics is like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter and all this stuff.
couple last really shocking statistics about the swim team. I saw that out of everybody on the U.S. swim team, only one person didn't make it out of the prelims. So that means that everybody else at least made it to a semifinal. Everybody on the U.S. swim team, except for one person, made it to at least a semifinal.
How bad does it feel to be that guy? Like,
It's gotta suck.
everyone's sitting there like, oh, you swam for the U.S.? You must be amazing. Like, how far did you make it? And he's like, to the prelims. I got knocked out. Whatever.
Prelims, whatever.
Yeah, like that dude's gonna get home from Rio. He's gonna go to his house, his 1-bedroom apartment somewhere, and he's just gonna lay on a knife and call it done.
As he should. The other thing, like half of the women's swim team are from Stanford, including that one diver, the really like cute diver Cassidy Cook.
Oh.
He's from Stanford. Stanford should not lose a swim meet for the next 4 years, I guess. Like Ledecky, I think is going to Stanford. That black girl went to Stanford or is going to Stanford. Maybe that's it. But Maya Dorado went to Stanford, but I think she graduated. I mean, it's crazy. So Stanford swimming, you're doing something right. And then the final stat I have about swimming is Michael Phelps, since he's allegedly hanging him up. I saw that he has the third most, I think it's the most amount of total medals out of any country in swimming history. So it goes United States, Australia, Michael Phelps, and China after that.
That's unbelievable.
So
that's stupid.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I put it at about even money that he does at least one race in Tokyo. I think he's going to do at least one race.
Well, and also I want to throw this out there, get your take on this about Stanford swimming. I think that their men should also win every event from here on out because the diver's name was Cassidy, what again?
Cook.
Cassidy Cook. So Cassidy Cook,
Yes.
I think that she should just be, like, during the men's events, off on the side. Just, like, standing there,
Here.
winking at guys. They're going to lose their minds because she is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life.
If she ever talked to me, I would melt. Like, I would just melt into a puddle. I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I'd want to think I'd be like, hey, baby, what's going on? But if she were to be like, hi, I'm Cassidy Cook, I'd just be like, and she's not like a big name person. She's just like that good looking.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that word vomit might ensue where I do kind of formulate words, but it'll be something stupid like, I like to eat peanuts. I don't know.
Right. And that kind of sounds like I like to eat penis, and then like you're in a whole web of like trouble there. Yeah, that could be bad.
Oh, then I'm going home to lay on a knife.
So much more woman than I'll ever be man, and she's like 22. It's crazy.
She just wins.
But moving on from the swim team, the women's gymnastics team has just crushed it as well. They won the all-around team gold. They took first and second in the all-around individual gold with Simone Biles and Allie Raisman. And then I think they won a medal in like every other like individual event. And I know that Hernandez girl won in the silver in the beam. And I think Simone Biles won gold in the vault. And then that one girl won the uneven bars. And then they won in the floor routine. I mean, they just cleaned up. They just cleaned up shop. Considering that like U.S. gymnastics team, when you think of like Romania, Russia, and all those like weird Eastern European countries, it's absolutely incredible how well they've been they've been able to do it. Like, I mean, for the past like 4 Olympics too.
Exactly. It's crazy. I mean, just watching how great we are at gymnastics. I never. It's like swimming. I would never watch it just out of the blue, but the Olympics are on, so I've been watching it. Simone Biles is unbelievable. Right. She is the thing that she does. My jaws dropped the whole time. It's unreal.
Yeah,
and
it really is.
Seeing our dominance just felt great in that, and nothing beats it, man. Nothing beats it.
No, and like when I was watching the all-around competition, and Allie Raisman finished her last floor routine, and she like just nailed it and immediately started to cry. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional because I know she kind of got fucked in London, lost a technicality and stuff, and I know she wanted it bad, and she fucking nailed it, and it was so incredible. And then Simone Biles came out, Allie Raisman's like perfect routine out of the water. I mean, it's unbelievable how good Simone Biles is. It's really crazy how good Raisman is too. And Gabby Douglas, who couldn't even qualify because they could only take 2 from each country, she was able to compete in the individual all-around and would have been a clean sweep for the U.S., which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's what's nuts about Simone Biles is the last Olympics, we were all just talking about Gabby Douglas. Now she's about to be the best of all time forever. And then Biles comes through and wait a minute, here's another gymnast we have that's just amazing. The talent that these girls have is unbelievable.
Yeah. Like when they're doing that floor routine and they're sticking landings on like a fucking trampoline. Like how do you stick a landing on a goddamn trampoline?
As someone who has frequented trampolines a lot, as a youth I did, I can tell you, maybe it's because of the weight thing, because I got a little more weight to me. That'll never happen.
Mass.
Yeah, I have a lot of mass. A lot of mass they call it. But every time I jump on a trampoline, if I try to stop, it takes me like 15 bounces to finally stop.
Yeah, it's crazy. However, it wasn't all roses for the U.S. as the U.S. women's soccer team, for the first time ever, at least in a while, will not medal in these Olympics. I think they won at least 2 straight golds. Medaled in at least the last 5 Olympics they've gotten a medal, possibly longer. They lost in the quarterfinals to Sweden. And I don't know. Do you think that this is one of the biggest disappointments in recent?
I think that it's second all time to the 2004 men's basketball team. And but actually, it's a toss-up between the two, I think, because here's what I think about soccer. We've always been the best at both, right? Basketball, however, is growing around the country significantly.
It is.
Getting much better, much better, much better. And when 04 was coming around, everyone was. Soccer has always been huge. Every country plays soccer and is amazing at it already.
Yeah.
And we just dropped the ball. Greatest part was seeing Hope Solo get flustered and pissed off. I hate the U.S. losing, but at least Hope Solo lost. That's my silver lining to the whole thing. But, it's right up to 2004 men's basketball.
Did you see Hope Solo's comments after the game?
Yeah, she's a salty bitch. Like, I'm sorry if that
goes wrong. Sweden cowards. I mean, you played soccer. Mike Miller here was a collegiate soccer player. No big deal. Yeah. Like cowards, I don't understand. I watched most of the game, to be honest with you, and this is what I saw. Let me tell you what I saw, and you can tell me if that's. I saw that Sweden played an unbelievably good defensive game. They they didn't get a lot of chances, but they capitalized on their chances, and they just defended the shit out of the United States, and they just kind of were like pesky and gritty and just didn't let them any time off. That's basically what I saw in that game.
Yeah, So, no big deal, but kind of big deal. I chose D2. But anyway, that kind of strategy, they just went in defensive minded and said, and it happens a lot when you know you're playing a team that has more skill, like the U.S. does. The U.S. obviously on paper should win that game 10 times out of 10. The U.S. should beat anyone up.
Right.
With Sweden, though, what they said is, they are better. So what we're going to do is we're going to park the bus and lock everyone back. And we know that they're going to make mistakes. And when they do make these mistakes, we're going to pounce on them and we're going to score. And then we're going to play it tight and they can't score. So Hope Solo, she's just pissed off. You know, she has a point. They did sit back. But you don't come out and say that. Be a damn professional for one fucking time.
Right. Well, I saw it as like, you know what, I agree. Like she said, and even Alex Morgan's like, they're not the better team. And I agree with that, but like they fucking beat you. Like they beat you. You should have scored. You should have played better. Like they played better than you that day. And I also will say that I totally agree that penalty kicks are not a good indicator at all to like decipher who the best team is. Goal is the best way to do it, but that's the rules in the Olympics. For whatever reason, they don't have golden goal. That sucks, but that's just the way it is. Well, so they make your PKs, I guess.
Because that's how they do it in like the World Cup too. You know, they have the 2 overtimes and then PKs. It's just because you can't have the players continuously running and all that stuff. Everyone's going to get hurt after a while and all that. So
yeah, especially like a tournament, I can see that. Yeah.
But it's like what it reminds me of is not to bring up bad memories for Patriots fans, but when the Giants beat the Patriots in 2007, their defense, the Giants' defense that game was phenomenal. They played great. They stuck to their game plan, and they crushed it. They pressured Brady. They got to him a ton and all that stuff. Brady, after the game, was pissed off, and his wife said some shit, but he didn't. He said, we got beat. Like, he owned up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that's the difference between, like, someone like him and someone like a Hope Solo, where you got to own up and be like, you know what? Yeah, they might not have been the better team, but they beat us today. They were the better team on this day. And
Hope Solo will probably get a pass because her asshole is on the internet, as we've discussed before. I just want to throw that out there.
Well, that also can mess with your head too, having like everyone able to see your butthole whenever they want. So I'll give her a pass too on that. But I'm just saying that's the difference between certain types of pros and other types of pros. And some people are just more professional than others, I guess. But
yeah, I guess so. So that what else have you watched in the Olympics that you've kind of been like, hey, this is pretty cool, or that you've enjoyed, or that's noteworthy to you at least?
So there's a lot. One big thing that actually has stuck out to me, which is really weird because I never thought I'd ever be into it. I've been watching table tennis a ton, and it's just like I don't understand how their hands move so fast. It's unbelievable. It's just like back and forth, like bing, 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 and I'm like, holy shit, this is unreal. So I'd say that's the big one that stuck out to me that I've loved the most. What about you?
Yeah. So I've been doing nothing but watching the Olympics, and there's been a couple things. I am a huge volleyball guy. I love watching and playing volleyball. But volleyball and court volleyball have been incredible to watch. And like the U.S. men just won today, so they're in the medal round, and the U.S. women this is indoor volleyball, won yesterday, so they're also in the medal round, and they hit the ball so fucking hard and so fucking fast. It's incredible how they get a hand on it. It's crazy. And then you look at the beach volleyball, and they have to cover so much ground, just 2 people, and somehow they do it. It's crazy to me. Fortunately, last night, which is very sad. I love Kerry Walsh. And they lost in the semi, so they didn't even get a chance at the bronze. That's her first loss in Olympic history. Jeez. So that's crazy. She was 26-0 going into last night. Only the second and third sets she lost last night in Olympic history, which is absolutely wild. So that's too bad, but she does have a chance. I mean, she's 38, and the team they lost to, I mean, they were just better. I mean, they were really good. They're a Brazilian team, and they were really, really good. And then so that was unfortunate. And then from the men's side, there's trampoline on TV right now, which is really weird. But from the men's side, Phil Dahlhauser lost to this fucking giant from Brazil. He has the same like stats as LeBron. He's like 6'8" and 250 or whatever. He's a monster, and they lost to him in 3 sets, and that was unfortunate too. Because that stupid Brazilian team lost in the prelims, so they got a lower seed when it came to the tournament. Reality, those 2 teams probably shouldn't have met until finals, but that's the way it goes. But I have really liked watching that. I like the track and field, obviously. Like the Allison Felix, you see that dive? The girl dove and beat Allison Felix the other day.
Oh, love it. You got to lay it all on the line. Got to lay it all on the line.
Yeah. My initial reaction was like, holy shit, that's cheap, blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of thought about it, and I actually wrote a blog about it too. I kind of equated to like just a buzzer beater. Like, probably but the girl threw up a prayer at the end, and